Hello everyone, Ben here. Today I'm going to take you through a short guide of how I think you can get the most out of RaceRoom, whether you're new to the sim or are looking to expand the content that you own. This will be helpful whether you play offline or online, so make sure you stick around right to the end to get the most from the guide. And let me know in the comments what you think about the best way to get into RaceRoom is. I think there's never been a better time to play RaceRoom. Despite having been around for a long time, over the last 12 to 18 months we've seen key improvements to the online racing system, the physics and the handling, and some great additional content has been added to the sim as well. But if you're just getting started, RaceRoom can appear complex to get into. The store can be confusing, as can the pricing structure. So in this video I'll show you the various ways you can buy RaceRoom content, and within each recommend what I think are the best options. As a reminder though, these recommendations will reflect my opinion and my preferences. It very much depends on what you want to get out of the sim. And for full disclosure, I bought the premium pack in the Black Friday sale last year. I've subsequently bought additional bits of content, including parts of the Christmas update. Check out the description for links to all of the relevant websites that you'll need, and of course if you find this video helpful and you want to see more RaceRoom action, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single race we have coming up. Right then, let's start with the in-game currency. I'm going to cut to the chase here. The best value way of purchasing content in RaceRoom is through RaceRoomStore.com. Purchasing virtual racing points, or VRP, will give you the best price for individual bits of content and content packs. You can buy VRP in a range of denominations shown here on screen. When you purchase the VRP, you'll get a code sent to your email address which you can then use to buy content at game.raceroom.com/store. How much VRP you'll want to purchase very much depends on what content you want to buy. And what content you want to buy will very much depend on how you envisage playing the sim. Remember, RaceRoom comes with free content and you can test drive any car for free to get a sense of whether it is something you want to purchase. If you're primarily interested in playing offline and have a good idea of the race series you're most interested in recreating, you may very well want to focus on buying content simply around that. But even if this is what you want to do, there are ways of going about it that can save you significant amounts of money. For example, say you want to recreate the 2020 DTM season as it would have ran without the onset of the global pandemic. You could look to get the 2020 DTM pack for 899 VRP and then hand pick the tracks from the 2020 season that are available for around 4,000 VRP, all for a grand total of 4,990 VRP, meaning you'll need to purchase £27.99 of VRP in the store. Alternatively, you could buy the 2020 DTM pack and the European track pack, which includes the vast majority of tracks from the 2020 season, minus Brands Hatch, plus a number of others for a total of 3,198 VRP. Now, you'd still need to purchase 5,000 VRP to do this, but you'd have over 1,800 VRP left to spend on additional content in the sim. For that, you could get the 2019 WTCR series for around 1,100 VRP, which features 7 manufacturers, and you could pick up Suzuka for 499 VRP, which alongside the tracks you've already bought would provide most of the tracks from the WTCR calendar. All of a sudden, we've given ourselves access to 2 licensed series for the same money as we were about to spend on just one. If you're primarily looking to play online on the weekly ranked servers, then it's important you purchase the content that is most likely to be used in these races. If you've no idea what ranked online racing on RaceRoom is, you can check out my guide on how to get started in the top right hand corner of the screen. Let's take a look at the ranked schedules from the last 5 weeks at the time of recording to see if we can identify which content appears most consistently. What we can see is that in every one of these weeks, the GT3 and WTCR series feature. The F4 and BMW Cup Car series feature 3 times each, and the GT4 and Audi TT series feature twice. These are the most popular series within the RaceRoom player base, and although there are no guarantees, it's highly likely that they will continue to be recurring focuses of the ranked servers. Owning a GT3 car or a WTCR car will almost certainly mean you can take part in at least one of the weekly ranked servers every week, and due to the balance of performance being implemented in the game, that can include older content within these classes. For example, the 2020, 2019 and 2018 WTCR cars can all run together. And remember, you only need a single car not the whole series, to participate online or offline in each class of car. With that in mind, the starter pack at just 999 VRP or £7.99 could be a good option, as it features a car from each of the majority of these regularly used classes, as well as a selection of tracks that often pop up in the ranked servers. It is worth noting though that it is a bit trickier to predict which tracks will appear on the ranked servers. The major European tracks do feature regularly, such as Spa, the Red Bull Ring, the Nürburgring and Hockenheim for example. But if you do go with the starter pack, you may find that purchasing each track you then need individually becomes expensive. This is where you might want to think about investing in the European and American track packs, alongside buying an individual WTCR and GT3 car. For example, for a total of 4,096 VRP, you can get a WTCR 2019 car, a GT3 car and 23 tracks. The same amount of VRP required to get both the American and European track packs is likely to only get you 6 to 8 tracks if you buy them individually. Bear in mind though, you'll need to buy 5,000 VRP, equivalent to $27.99, in order to make these purchases. You may notice that you could buy the Pro Pack, 4,999 VRP, or the same amount of money, but I personally wouldn't recommend doing this. You only get 13 tracks, and you get more cars than you need to get going online. You'd be better off saving the spare 1,700 VRP for future content purchases. Your other main option is to buy the Premium Pack for 9,999 VRP, or £51.99. If you do, you get all the content available in the sim at the time of purchase. Anything that comes out afterwards you'll need to buy to access. As I said at the outset, I bought this in the Black Friday sale to give myself maximum flexibility as to what I could participate in the sim at a significantly discounted price. Whether you think this represents best value will depend on the amount you intend to play and the amount of disposable cash you have. So, in terms of final thoughts, there's a very lively debate about what represents value for money in sim racing, and indeed in games as a service titles more generally. What you think about value for money in RaceRoom will in part depend on where you stand on buying digital content more widely. What I would say is that compared to other race sim service type models, including the biggest one, iRacing, RaceRoom is significantly cheaper to get into. And speaking as someone who shelled out £50 a year on each new FIFA for a decade, continued to buy every new Football Manager and F1 game that comes out, and just bought the latest Hitman game, all titles that offer only iterative improvements with each new release, I'm happy to invest that sort of cash in a title that I'm going to be playing a lot during a calendar year. To that end, having already purchased the Premium Pack, I feel comfortable that I may spend that much again this year on RaceRoom if the content that gets released appeals to me. For example, if they release Sebring, but that's just me, and you all might feel differently. The good news is, armed with this guide, whether you play online or offline, you can pick and choose elements of the content you want and have a really great time for less than £30. If you found this video helpful, do leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more RaceRoom content. Let me know in the comments how you've gone about getting into RaceRoom and whether you agree or disagree with my recommendations. And I'll see you next time.